What's going on, everybody? Jerry with 3D HP. In today's video, I would like to show you what I've been doing on my Wicked Diorama from Wicked 3D. Well, I'm working with my Uniformation GK2 AK resin printer and my PO Poly Forge for all the parts. And I'll be using Jamhe resin. They're white. They're standard plus resin. Let's see, I'm using their black. And then I'm using Sunlu standard resin also in this video. Let's check out all these really cool pictures here and some fails that I had, and we'll get right into showing you what I got done. Okay, let's see how Newt came out. On the Uniformation GK2, I'm using Sunlu resin. And this is from Wicked 3D Aliens. That is Newt. And I'll be doing the whole diorama. This will be the first piece I'm doing of the diorama. And it looks good. Not seeing any problems at the moment. Let's get off her supports, get her washed up in my wash and cure station, and go from there. Alright, Bishop got done. Wow. It's good. Okay, my alien eggs in Jamhe white resin just got done on the PO Poly Forge. Looks like they took 21 hours and 14 minutes. And looks like they came out okay. I originally had a failure. I had picked the custom profile and it didn't work because the small egg wasn't there, so I had stopped the print, restarted it. I picked a different profile. I used one for a profile that I had in there for Sunlu resin, and then they printed fine. And then I went to medium supports instead of light, and it worked out okay. So apparently it looks okay from here. I'll have to get them out, get them all cleaned up, and we'll see. Okay, the base got done for the eggs, and overnight I added more Sunlu resin because I knew I was going to be running low. And if you can see the bottom of the vat, yeah, it ran pretty low. It appears the model got done okay. I won't know until I clean it up. Well, actually, looks like right there it pulled off some supports. So I'll have to wait till I clean it up and see how it comes out. Okay, more parts for the power loader. Let's see what we got here. These are supposed to be a bunch of cables. Different types of cables. And what do we got over here on the GK2? I'm not sure if that's a screw up or not. I'll have to wait till I get it all cleaned up. I'm seeing some supports missing here, so I'll have to wait and see. Yes, we've got success on the tail. I done it solid this time. The third try is a charm. Anyway, it failed on me twice. I was hauling it out and I was having different parts fail, so I've got my alien warrior tail finally done. Went ahead and, like I say, went 100% on it. It's solid. So get it off and get it cleaned up. Okay, I let the resin get too low this morning when I added more. I had some mixture of resin that I dumped in it. And we got a crack right there. I'm not sure what didn't print, but it said it was 94% done. So something failed. So I'll get it off the build plate, clean it up, and see what I need to reprint out of those parts. And that's on the PO Poly Forge. And it started out in Sunlu resin. Then I had a mixture of Jamhe that I dumped in at the last minute this morning. So get it off there and get going. Okay, I've got more parts to get off the build plate for the Aliens diorama. Uniformation GK2 AK resin printer. I've got the upper part of the Alien Warrior. And that is Jamhe green resin. And I dumped some black in it because I was running low. Then over here on the PO Poly Forge, I reprinted some parts in Jamhe black resin, white resin. I had a mixture, and there's even some green in there. A mixture of resins. I had to reprint some parts that failed when my bat ran too low. on the other prints I showed you. So I got those reprinted, came out great. Now to get them off, get the sports cleaned up, and clean them up in IPA, dry them out inside and out. And as I've mentioned before, I take my air compressor, I go out in the garage. You can use an airbrush gun, air compressor, or anything. If you have hollow parts, I completely dry them out on the inside before I cure them. So let's get all the stuff going and then start with more prints. Alright, the Alien Warrior, his legs, lower half got done. I used green resin, that's all I had that I could put in here at the time. And I'm not sure how it came out, so. And this resin is from Jam He. I didn't tweak any settings, I just went with standard Sunlu Gray settings. And let's see what we got. So I've got a hole in the base, but that's where it attaches to the upper body, so that might be fine. If that's the only problem, then I can cut part of that off, but I can still glue it together. But we won't know till we get it cleaned up. But other than that, it looks really good. I like the color. And I still got to print the upper half, and I might have enough resin in there to do it, I hope. So. And then over here on the Peel Poly Forge, I was working with Sunlu resin, and I checked the vat this morning. I noticed it was almost dry. It's like, oh no. So I grabbed some mixed Jam He resin that I had that was all mixed up with different colors, dumped it in as a last resort, and I can see at least one crack right there. I'll know when I get it done, since it's multiple parts. I'll know what worked and what didn't work. So we'll check this at 77%. So we'll check that out when it gets done later on today. Okay, it took 24 hours, 53 minutes. I've got the legs to the power lifter right there on my Peel Poly Forge in Sunlu Gray resin, and the back part of it where Ripley stands. I forget what you call that piece. A lot more pieces to print, but they look like they came out good. Not seeing any problems. Almost took my whole build volume. Very cool. Get them off. Clean up all the supports. Wear gloves, wear glasses. I'll clean them out really good in IPA. Yes, they were hollowed. And ready to print some more goodies. Then over here on the GK2 Uniformation, what am I printing over here? Alien Warrior. I believe that's the legs for the Alien Warrior. There's two pieces in the base to do. But pretty cool. And here I am with Alien's Diorama. Here's where I'm at this point. I've got the monster there for scale. I've got the Alien Warrior there. That's printed at 100% scale as it was designed. And yes, that would look badass if it was 7 foot tall in my house, wouldn't it? An FDM, that would be cool, but it'd take a long time to print. But yeah, that Alien came out amazing. And we've got Jam He green resin there. They got their black resin. And I've got some Sunlu Gray resin I'm working with. And that just came out amazing. The detail on that is just amazing. And it's not sitting on its base yet. I got to get that out here. And then we got Bishop when he got tore apart. Now this is in Sunlu Gray resin and has not been primed yet. Still need a little bit of cleanup. And let's check out Newt. There she stands, freaking out, screaming over the alien. Her helmet is laying there loose behind her. A few pieces broke on the visor. I have to glue back on it before she gets primed and painted. And let's check out Ripley.
Get away from her, you bitch!
And the power lifter. This thing is amazing. It's not done yet. It's amazing. Here. Monster for scale. That's printed out at 100% scale as it was designed. And I still have to put on the claws. I got to put on the cage. The only thing I've glued together is the back to the legs Ripley is kind of popped in place. She is not glued yet because she has to be primed and painted, and the power lifter is not glued to the base yet. It's just sitting there. But that is amazing, and it is huge. And then, of course, I have the cage here. All the hydraulics lines I printed on the Peel Poly Forge at once. Just took a while getting them all angled right. The tail here, I had a couple fails on it because I kept trying to hollow it out. Wasn't coming out right, so third time's a charm. I printed it solid. So the tail is solid. The rest here has been hollowed, as you can see. All these parts have been hollowed. Excuse me, doggy. There's some of the claws here, and I got to figure out what I'm doing on the claws. I know this one is a mistake, because that's if you're going to print in separate parts. And I think I need 2 big claws. I don't think I need a big and a small. So I'm not sure there on the claws. Then I've got some seat belts, some other equipment here. Here's parts of the arms. I just got to kind of go through and see what I still need to print. And then moving around, we've got the face huggers. This is done in white jam heat resin. The base was done in Sunlu resin, I believe. And I did have some problems when I printed this on the Uniformation GK2. See the slices there in the model? There's a little piece missing right here. And I've got a bunch of slices in it. I'm going to, instead of reprinting that and wasting the resin, I'm going to go ahead and fill those. And then on the bottom, there's some slice marks where I had some problems. Didn't come out quite right. I can fix that. That's the back of the model. But yeah, a lot of little sharp little parts here. But that just looks amazing. And then we had one leg over here on the face hugger that broke off. I need to fix that. I'm either going to delete that or I'll fix it. I have to figure that out. And there's a back view. And then I have a cable hydraulic line that goes down right here that broke off. I do have it. Removing supports. When I printed this, I broke it, but I can glue that back on. But yeah, that's amazing. Very, very big. And I'm currently working on the Mother Alien. Based on the side of Ripley, looking up. Based on the Warrior, the Mother, I don't know, a couple feet tall. It's going to be huge. So I'm slowly working on that to get that done. But here's what I've got going on so far from Wicked 3D. I'll put links down below where you can buy this entire diorama. Well, if you join their Patreon, you can get it for one low price by joining their Patreon. Or you can go over, I forget the name of the site, I'll put it here on the screen, where you can buy all these individually, each one, or you can buy the whole diorama all at once. Now, this does also comes with a really big base. It's like 3 foot by 2 foot. A huge base to put everything on. But since I'm printing all their individual bases, I'm going to stage it like this. That way I can put it where I want it, rather than having all the figures on a big giant base. Because, as you see, I don't have much room here. But yeah, this is amazing. Gabriel and his crew done an awesome job. And yeah, and thank you, Jam Heat, for sending me out some more resin to assist with. They sent me out a couple more bottles of resin to assist with printing the Mother Alien. We'll see how far that goes. And yeah, this is going to be amazing. And Gabriel, your team is awesome. Wicked. Love you guys. And anybody watching, please like, subscribe, share. Yeah, I don't know what else to say other than I'm still printing. It'll eventually get done. And I'm chugging away, printing away, printing away. Very cool. Love it. Hope you guys love it too. So until next time, happy resin printing, everybody. Have an awesome day. Later.